Hello, and welcome back to Drippy Drez. I bet it was a little bit awkward having an 8-day gap between the audios where I talk about Agatha All Along. That is why from now on I'll make sure that Fridays are the days that those audios are released until, of course, there are no more episodes left of the show. And then Saturdays will be the days that I release songs. And then Sundays will be the days that I talk about other things. The song things, I'm not really sure how much me releasing them once a week is gonna last, because the more I write, the more ideas I'm gonna have, and eventually it's gonna get to the point where my songs are a lot longer and it's gonna take me more than a week to write it. But for now, I'm only coming out with short songs, and they're only going to take me a week. So, being that there was only one episode of Agatha All Along released last Wednesday, I don't really have that much to talk about. Of course, the episode was great. I mean, the scenery was great. I thought the story was mostly great. Not quite as great as the first two episodes, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but there are some characters that I would like to talk about. Of course, those are Agatha, Miss Davis, and the unknown teenager. But before I talk about those characters, I'm gonna talk about the story as I talk about the characters. But before I talk about the major characters, I'll just skim over the minor ones. I thought that was interesting how Miss Woo Gulliver saw her mom's spirit, and I liked how, I think it was Lilia, saw death, and then Jenny, or Jen, whatever her name is, was either a doctor or probably her ex-husband. Hopefully it's a doctor, because he tried to drown her, but you never know. I mean, Marvel keeps getting more and more adult, and I mean, you saw that classic 80s humor in WandaVision, and I mean, you never know what direction Marvel is going to go in now, so can't wait to find out more about that. But let's talk about the major characters. You know what? It feels a lot more natural to talk about Miss Davis first, because she's pretty much most of the reason that the rest of the episode happened. So, Miss Davis, I was really disappointed in the end. I really thought that her character had a lot of potential, and at first I was like, they shouldn't have killed her off, and then I was like, wait a minute, what if killing her off actually does something for the story? What if they're still able to explore her potential, and then when they would have needed her the most, they don't have her? So this actually might have been one of Marvel's better sad decisions. Unlike with WandaVision, how they could have easily just given her away to be with their family, or unlike even Guardians of the Galaxy, how there was no reason for them to kill off Gamora because they were just gonna bring her back anyways. But no, Agatha might have introduced us to a necessary death for the MCU, and that's something that I really like, so I give them a lot of credit for that. Now, one thing I definitely don't think they needed to have in the story was teen drinking. That actually breaks my heart when people drink at a young age. I really think that's sad, because when you do that, it doesn't just hurt you, it affects the people around you and even the rest of the world, because when you do something like that, you don't know where you would have been in life had you not drank, and you don't know how much better your personality would have been, and then you just throw it all away. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I really hope Marvel stops making their characters more flawed than what they need to in order to tell a good story. I know we kind of touched on that already when I talked about how they didn't need to make Agatha a dog killer in WandaVision, but I still think there's good in her. Speaking of which, let's talk about that scene where she hallucinates. At first, she hears a baby crying, and then she sees what I think was a stroller, but then she looks inside of it, and instead of seeing her baby, she sees the Darkhold diary, and then she screams. This makes me think that maybe she either regrets killing the baby, or she didn't kill it because she wanted to, she just thought she had no other choice. And then after people saw her as evil, she just became evil. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, that really does seem like a show that Marvel would create, so I think that's possible. And I know what some of you are thinking, oh, what about the teenager? Isn't that her son? I don't think so. I really think that it's Billy, because I think that he looks exactly like Billy. And why would someone put a spell on him to protect her from Agatha? If that's... okay, never mind, because she would probably want to kill her kid again. Okay, fair enough. But wouldn't it be just as likely that someone would put a spell on Billy to protect him from Agatha? Like, wouldn't Agatha, to their knowledge, be just as likely to hurt Billy as she would be to hurt her own kid? And again, like, if his mom tried to kill him, like, why would he want to go back to her? Why would he want to go risk his life to be a witch when his mom's probably just gonna kill him? Like, that wouldn't really make any sense. Whereas if his mom is Wanda, like, that would make a lot of sense for him to risk his life to get to the end of the road, because maybe he's gonna wish for his mom back. And to be honest, I mean, that would make me appreciate Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness a little more. But moving forward, I hope that Marvel doesn't just keep killing off characters only to bring them back to life. Because, like, I mean, come on, what's the point of them dying if, like, they're only going to be brought back to life? Because then now, if anyone dies, they can just be brought back to life. So, I don't know, like, I definitely think that would be cool if that does turn out to be Billy. I just hope that if they're doing that to bring back Wanda, Marvel doesn't just bring back a character every time it dies, or they just stop killing off characters for that reason. Either way, I really hope Marvel stops making their stories a little bit more flawed than what they need to. Anyways, that's really all I got for episode 3. I mean, it was good for the most part. I thought it was interesting. We got to see the potion get made, but it's kind of hard to talk about for a long time when there's only less than 40 minutes worth of content to talk about. So feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and I look forward to talking about Agatha All Along with you guys again.